So I'm sure as you guys are all aware, I am constantly putting out my CS2 investing ideas, my thoughts on the CS2 markets, where I think your money or my money or anyone's money could potentially be best allocated, what I think is going to go up, down, sideways, all over the place, whatever. But after Valve decided to drop this tweet and this most recent update on us, this tweet that lets us know the last chance to pick up the gallery case, graphic collection, and character craft stickers from the armory is going to be coming soon, it changed everything about CS2 investing. So today I need to put out an updated video about where I think are the best places and the best things to buy in the CS2 market now, in this kind of era, this new era where we know things are going to be removed from the armory, because like I said, it has really changed everything in the CS2 investing world. But of course, first, I just wanted to mention my cash trading business. If you guys are looking to sell any of your CS2 items, turn them into cold hard cash, crypto, PayPal, any other payment method, whatever, hit me up over on Twitter. Going to be the first link in the description below. Discord is going to be linked down there as well if you want to join our community, or if you want to DM me on there, feel free to do that as well. I'm willing to buy anything and everything for the right price, but of course, we like to get the big deals done. So if you're looking to sell any expensive skins, bulk cases, maybe you want to sell your entire inventory, whatever, hit me up. We've also had a little bit of an, epidemic recently of people, reversing trades. I've had a few of those, people backing out on deals, whatever. If you're just going to be wasting my time, please don't do that. I'm not really willing to do business with anyone who's just going to be wasting time or reversing trades or backing out on deals or whatever. I'm, willing and able to get some deals done to help you guys get cashed out, to, get you some money for whatever things you need. But yeah, I just don't really have the time or the energy to deal with the people, doing weird stuff like that, and it's just not going to be accepted. So yeah, if you're looking to get some deals done and actually get some trades done, hit me up, let me know. I would love to buy your stuff today. With that being said, let's get right into this video. So obviously, most of my money, most of my time, most of my energy, most of my thoughts is now solely focused on the armory. Now that we know the gallery case, the graphic collection, and the character craft stickers are going to be removed, again, this is very, very interesting for a ton of different reasons. Again, these are, we're getting this announcement about 11 months after these things have been released. I believe these things got released in October of 2024. It is now September of 2025, and that means, the potential for things to be removed after around 12 months is very, very, very real. And that means, obviously, we've seen, these collections spiking, but it also means the stuff in the armory right now is even more valuable than it's ever been. So first up, as far as the investability, and one place that you could consider putting your money, this is probably where I'm the least interested in putting my money right now, but still, if you wanted to allocate some money to the graphic design collection, and maybe I even should allocate some money to the graphic design collection, I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world. So obviously, the graphic design collection we know is the lowest redeemed, or like the least desired. Sorry, it's really hot. I need to turn my fan on. The least desired of the OG Armory collection. So I'm talking about graphic design, overpass, and sport and field. So to me, it's in terms of investability and the things that I've looked at when I've done my own research on the CS2 markets, the collections, even collections that go discontinued, when they have the least demand or are on the lower demand spectrum, the ROI definitely gets hit there. And that's definitely not where you want to have your money. Now, obviously, what's even worse about the graphic design collection and everything in the armory is, yes, you haven't been able to buy unlimited amounts of stars, but these things have been in the armory for almost a year. They've been really easy to redeem. If people have wanted this stuff, there's been a ton of these created, so that's already going to hurt the ROIs and the investability a little bit. And then you factor in that also this collection just isn't very in demand. I do think the CMYK is just like pretty mid. It's kind of ass. It's okay, but would I pay $1,000 for a CMYK? Like, no, I wouldn't. Like, to me, it's overrated. It's just not necessarily worth it. And obviously, like I said, I'm sure a lot of this stuff will go up in price. I think investing in a discontinued collection overall is pretty safe. It's a pretty safe bet. If the market continues to grow, the CS2 investing markets, if the player base continues to grow, if the game continues to grow, there's just going to be the same amount of these skins and less in some cases for even more players. That's going to make the value go up. I'm not saying there's not money to be made here, but I would certainly not be buying CMYKs. If I wanted to buy some stuff, I would start at the most, I would start by buying Starcades, because I actually think the Starcade is very, very, very cool. The glittery, Desert Eagle actually looks pretty sick. I think the M4 Poly Soup is also a pretty decent skin. It's like pretty okay. AK Crossfade is okay. So I don't know. I would consider buying Starcades. I could see them ending up being a pretty good investment. And then also, of course, my favorite thing is to buy trade up fodder and trade up skins and stuff like that. So I would also be looking at like P2000 Coral Halftone. I would be looking at MP7, this Astrolabe or whatever, Galil AR NV to me, this is where I'd be looking, this lowest rarity stuff, because again, these are the ones that are going to be eaten up in trade ups. These things are going to be eaten up 10 skins at a time during trade ups. So yes, there's going to be huge amounts of all these things, but the supply of these is going to be dropping off, way faster than something like the CMYK, where the supply is going to be static. And honestly, the supply is still going to be increasing over time as people do some trade ups. But yeah, I don't know. To me, this is where I'm least excited to be putting into any of my money into right now. I currently do not own, I believe, a single skin from the graphic design collection, at least in my investment portfolio. Maybe I'll put a little bit of side money into it, but I'm not focusing my money here right now. Now, the second place that I'm, the next place I'm most willing to put my money is into the character craft stickers. Now, historically, when we have seen stickers from like operations and discontinued sticker collection and stuff like that, they honestly end up being pretty good investments if they are, stickers that people actually use. If they are, again, you need stuff to be desirable, you need stuff to have demand. Now, again, these sticker collections have, I'm sure, some pretty decent supply. These things have been in the armory for almost a year now and whatever, and people have been redeeming them like crazy. The ROIs have been good. There's been money to be made. But again, now that we have 5X crafts and crafting is bigger than it's ever been, and we have all these new skins coming out and people doing all these crazy things, this is really, really good for stickers. Stickers from discontinued collections have already been pretty good investments, and now I think they're better than ever before. So I honestly think people might be sleeping on the character craft stickers a little bit, and I can honestly see a lot of these start going crazy. Now, for stickers, I would want to find the cheapest ones possible that are actually applied, the cheapest ones possible that actually, are going to have the supply eaten into a little bit and are actually going to be useful. So I would probably start at somewhere like, I don't know, Quick Peak for 17 cents. I could see, if you load up on that. Now, obviously, one reason why I haven't really purchased any character craft stickers just yet is, one, I like the elemental craft stickers more, so I was kind of thinking, hoping that those would get removed, whatever. But also, man, filling up, your inventory, storage, and all that stuff with just so many cheap stickers, that's really, really, really tough. You're going to have to buy thousands of these things. It's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass. That's why I haven't necessarily wanted to go this route. But again, I think the Quick Peak sticker is a good candidate. I think the Clown Nose is another good candidate. I think Flex is one that people use a ton. That's another sticker that we could really, really, really see go crazy. And other than that, I don't really think I would be buying up any of these. I think my three main ones I would be focusing on is the Flex sticker, the Clown Nose, and the Quick Peak. And I think all three of those will probably be pretty decent money makers in the long term, again, as discontinued stuff. Now, obviously, the number one place, at least right now, where I am going to be putting my money into, these are things that I'm actively buying right now, are the gallery case and the skins inside the gallery case, because that's what sometimes people forget. And honestly, how the market's been moving, the market is kind of forgetting about the skins inside the gallery case as well. But again, discontinued cases, I believe if we look at the three discontinued cases we have right now, from operations, it's going to be Shattered Web, Broken Fang, and Operation Riptide. I believe the cheapest of those is Shattered Web at something like $9. Now, again, I'm not saying the gallery case is going to be, Shattered Web. Obviously, the gallery case supply is, I'm sure, way, 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 way more insanely high than Shattered Web maybe ever was or whatever. Player base has increased, investing has increased, the money in the markets has increased, all that stuff. But still, discontinued cases end up being insane investments. And the fact that you can still get gallery cases right now in the armory for 80 cents, at least at the time I'm recording this video, that's crazy. That, 80 cents is one of the cheapest cases in the entire game in the modern, CS2 case world and stuff like that. But even at the current prices on Steam, which is like $1.60-ish, even at the current prices on CS Float, which is like $1.20, $1.30, somewhere in there, I still think the gallery case is an insane investment. Obviously, get these cheaper if you can, and I do hope and think that prices will probably fluctuate and will probably go down over the next week or 2 weeks, whatever. Usually when a new announcement happens, we see the prices spike up, and then we see prices start to go down a little bit because people are maybe taking profit. People really aren't long-term investors, don't really want to hold for long-term. They just want to make a quick buck, whatever. But I am going to be actively buying gallery cases at $1.60, $1.50, and at prices as they get lower as well. I'm just going to be kind of dollar cost averaging in over time, over the next, I'm sure a couple of months. I'll be trying to get my hands on as many gallery cases as I can. I would love to have like 10,000 gallery cases or something like that. That would make me very, very, very happy. But whatever. Gallery case to me, it's an insane investment. Discontinued case, I'm a case investor. It's a no-brainer. But also, some of these skins as well. Now, the thing about the gallery case is it's not the worst case ever, but it's certainly not the best case ever either. Obviously, it is greatly, greatly, greatly overshadowed by like the Fever case and stuff right now, but still, there's some nice skins in here. The Vaporwave is not at all a bad skin. The Gold Tooth is also a skin that I think is greatly underrated. AK-47 Outsiders is not bad. P250 Epicenter is not bad. So this skin has okay reds, okay pinks. And yeah, it has kukri knives in it, which again, people would say, hey, kukri knives aren't that cool. That's kind of an L, but kukri knives aren't bad either. They're pretty mid. They're, kind of like aggressively mid. There's stuff like the shadow case and stuff like that with shadow daggers and, different knives like that where we see the case still going to like $3, $4, $5, whatever. So again, the gallery case at $1.60, even though it's not the best case in the world, if it does go discontinued, I still think it'll end up being very, very, very good. But once again, if I am going to be buying skins from the gallery case, which I am buying these right now, I'm going to be looking at that lowest rarity tier. Again, this isn't a collection that people are going to necessarily do a ton of trade-ups into or whatever, but still, I love the lowest rarity in discontinued collections and in discontinued cases, in a rare case, whatever, because they get eaten up in trade-ups like crazy. So, yeah, stuff like the Scar Trailblazer, the USPS 027, the R8 Tango, I think these are going to be skins that end up doing quite well as well. So I'm loading up on the gallery case and the gallery skins. That is my number one purchase in all the CS2 markets right now. And again, I really see that being the case for the next couple of months. Now, again, in the long term, still, I think, looking outside of the armory for CS2 investments now is really, really, really crazy. I think, throughout history, we've seen people make a lot of money off major stickers. We've seen a lot of people make money off operations. And now the armory just kind of becomes this continuous operation of discontinued collections that we have to invest in. So again, the Fever case instantly becomes an insane long-term investment. Now, I don't know how long the Fever case is going to be in the armory. Obviously, the Fever case is an insane moneymaker for Valve. It might be in the armory for, another year, another 2 years, another 3 years. Who knows? But at some point when this thing gets removed, it's going to be an insane moneymaker. It's going to be an insane moneymaker for Valve this entire time, but it can be an insane moneymaker for you as well if you own a ton of these once it finally gets removed. So I don't think buying these and holding them for the mega long term is a bad investment ever. I own some Fever cases now. I will definitely be buying more at some point. I think the Sport and Field collection becomes very, very, very interesting. Again, I think this one will be removed sooner rather than later because, we got to get new collections into the game. And obviously this one is one of the OG ones. So it's already been in the game for around a year at this point. But yeah, the M4 Fade will be an insane investment. Glock 18 Axia, I'm sure, will be an insane investment. And then again, all this stuff down here, FAMAS Half Sleeve, Mag 7 Wildwood, all this stuff down here, I think these are going to go crazy as well because this is I think it's the most in-demand collection from the armory. I know Sport and Field and Overpass kind of go back and forth, but either way, this one will have people doing a ton of trade-ups. This one will be very, very good one day. Overpass, again, AKB the Monster is crazy. Krakow and Dragon Snore are not bad pinks at all. And again, I would love to be buying, Negev Wallbang, P90 Wash Me, any of the things down here because once this gets removed, I think these are all going to go insane as well. Elemental Craft Sticker, I love these. This collection has so many cheap stickers that people actually use and craft with and stuff. I would not mind buying up Scorch Loop Reverse. I would not mind buying up, Hydro Stream, Winding Scorch, whatever. I don't know. I'd be looking at the cheap stuff that people actually use. So if I was going to go all in on something in the Elemental Craft Sticker collection, I would probably be buying up the Scorch Loop Reverses. I could see those going up in value a lot into the future. And then obviously the charms I think are going to end up being pretty crazy as well. Obviously these are the first charms we've ever seen in CS, and yeah, it sucks. They're not consumable. It sucks you can detach them, but still, the OG charm collection, people do use charms. I see people have charms on their weapons and as part of their loadouts and, combination stuff all the time. Again, all of these other things, the first three, the graphic design collection, the gallery case, and the character craft stickers, obviously those are more investments with short-term potential. These other ones, they're like way, way, way long-term. But the best thing about things that aren't even going to be, discontinued sometime shortly is that you have a time to accumulate a ton over time. You're going to get paychecks, you're going to make money, you're going to make some money, whatever. You're going to get to add them over time. And then once they finally do get discontinued, you're going to have a huge stockpile of them. Then once it starts to go up, that's when you're going to make serious money. Yes, you can make some money by buying gallery cases and all this stuff right now, but you're probably not going to be able to accumulate that much before the prices start taking off on you. But again, things like this that are going to get removed in the future, you're not going to have that short-term gratification, but you're going to have those long-term gains and that huge size of those gains. And that's where there is some money to be made. So again, Missing Link charms. I love Hot Howl. I love Diamond Dog. I think those are two ones that could absolutely kill it in the long term. I think also getting your hands on, charms with cool patterns or cool templates, really, really high numbers, really low numbers, stuff like that's going to be cool. And then again, also small arms charms. I think Semi-Precious is very sick. Diecast AK is obviously insane. I think some of these cheaper ones like the Baby AK and the Whittle Knife are also have some pretty big potential. I'm a big fan of investing in discontinued stuff, discontinued collections. So the Armory just has me super hyped right now. And again, before I was all about rare cases and stuff like that, and I still think there is some money to be made with rare cases, but now all of my focus, all my time, all my energy, all my focus and money is going to be set on trying to figure out the Armory, trying to master how to make the most money with CS2 Armory investing, because I think it's a huge potential, huge opportunity, and these are the things, that I would be focusing on right now to buy the most in my, CS2 investing portfolio, whatever my budget was. That's another good thing. There is expensive things, there's cheap things, there's everything in the middle. So I don't know. I think over the next couple of years, there's going to be a lot of money to be made, and maybe even some CS millionaires made from the Armory and from Armory investments. We'll have to wait and see, guys. I don't know. Pretty much of this video today. Hope I catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.